Welcome to part 3 of Competency 4. In this video, we will work with recursive sequences, such as the famous Fibonacci sequence. Okay, we've already talked about recursive sequences, so let's move on to number 1. Given a sequence in which a sub 1 equals 5 and a sub n equals 4a to the subscript n minus 1 plus 7 for n greater than 1, what are the values of the second, third, and fourth terms? Okay, and we've got our ABCD options. All right, I'm not going to calculate this. All of this is going to go into our TI-84. So the first thing that we need to do is go to mode. And we need it to be in the SEQ or sequence mode. So arrow down, see where you have function. You can arrow right or left. I like to arrow to the left and then press enter. Now SEQ has been highlighted. So from here, we can you can back out, but I'm just going to go to my y equals. And there we go. I already had some stuff I've been playing around with. So let's clear that out. And what you do is actually enter the given, whatever that given is. But now there is an art to entering it, okay? So we need to put in 4. Now go alpha trace. Now remember, this would have been where your Y1, Y2 is, but we're not in that mode anymore. We are in our sequence mode. So what we want is number 1. So press enter. Okay, that sets us up clean, but we still need a plus 7. Now it says we have a first value, which is 5. So what you do is you arrow down, see the use of 1, type in 5, and this 1 that's there, just clear it out. We don't want anything. Now, note that it says n greater than 1. That is where we have the minimum equals, the n minimum equals 1. Don't mess with that unless you really think you need to. In most cases, for our purposes, we're not going to change that. Okay, now, what are we looking for? We're just looking for the second, third, and fourth terms. But check your window first, go to where you need to be, then go to your table. Okay, so let's say second window, that gets our table set up. We are set at 0, verified. Now we can do second graph to get our table. And notice this is where our values begin. So our first value is entered. Our second one should be 27. So that gets rid of B. Our third one is 115. Well, that gets rid of A and D. And the fourth one is 467. C has been verified. Okay, now let's go to the next one. Given a sequence in which a sub 1 is negative 12, and here is what we need to enter. Okay, here's our given sequence formula, and n is greater than 1. What are the values again of the second, third, and fourth terms? Okay, let's do that. Go to your y equals. However, we need to do a little type over. Okay, first our 4 should be a half. So go ahead and say alpha y equals push number 1, 1 over the half. Notice the 4 is still in there. Just delete it out real quick. Okay, so we have everything, but we need to type over that 7 and make that a 1. Notice all I did was arrow back and forth, up and down, or type over. Now, we need to go down and replace the 5 with negative 12. Just type right over it. You can clear it out, see, and then start new. Okay, you can always start fresh. You don't have to type over. Okay, now we have everything we want. We know our window already starts with 0. So let's go second and graph. And yes, 1, and our second one is -5. So that gets rid of B and D. Then the third term is -3/2. Well, that gets rid of A. Looks like C's our option. But let's check to see the fourth one is a fourth. Yes, it is. So we have verified. All right, let's go to number 3. Number 3, given a sequence in which a sub 1 equals zero point 0.6 and a sub 2 equals 2, here is our given formula that they want us to use for n greater than 2. What are the values of the third and fourth terms? Okay, let's go to y equals. Let's enter what we need. We'll have 3. But wait a minute. That's in, you know, index notation. Ugh. Okay, what does that really mean? That means that if we have A, it's going to equal U in our calculator. And if we have A indexed at n minus 1, A sub n minus 1, that will equal U, but it'll be parentheses n minus 1. Okay, now you may say, oh, all right, that's really great, but I don't have a U. I don't see where to push U. We actually do have it. No worries. We are in sequence mode. So push alpha, trace, and it gives us what we need. But remember in function mode, that would have been our Y1 or Y2 and so on. Well, we're okay. So we just need number 1, push enter, but now we need -5. So -5. Alpha trace again, but arrow over to that number 5, push enter, and now you have what you need. Now we need to go and put in our U sub 1, which is our A sub 1 over here, 0.6, enter. Notice how that 0 populates automatically, and now for the U sub 2, we need a 2, and push enter. Okay, and it is uh, we're looking at the third and fourth terms. Now, word of warning. See right here where the n is greater than 2? That may tempt you, because of what I showed you before, to change that one minimum. Don't do that, and I'll tell you why. Because we used that that n equals 1. Okay, let me show you what happens if I change it. I'm going to change it to 2. Okay, and I'm going to push enter. Look what happened to our U sub 1 and U sub 2. It changed it. It's not what we want. That's not what's in our given problem. Only do that. Only change that if you have an A sub 2, 3, whatever. If your given changes, but our given hasn't. We're still at 1. So I'm going to change it back. Okay, now we have a window. Let's see if our window's at 0. Ooh, let's put it at 0. Okay. Now let's say second graph. Okay, looks like the third and fourth values are 3 and -1. So that will be option D. Okay, now let's look at number 4. Given the Fibonacci sequence, oh, famous sequence, all right, in which a sub 1 is 0 and a sub 2 is 1. And our given formula for that is always the a sub n minus 1 plus the a sub n minus 2. Okay, so let's pop over to our y equals and clear this out. Let's clear everything out because I keep like making mistakes about not remember what I've entered or not entered. That's on me. Okay, well, again, we're going to have to use that u sub n minus 1. So that's alpha trace number 1 and then plus. But now we need to go to alpha trace and pop over to number 5 and press enter. Okay, that's what we need. Now our first term is 0 and 0 enter and then 1 enter. So now let's double check. Do we have what we need? Yes, yes, 0, 1. Okay. And our window, I do believe, is still at 1. But what are they asking for? They're saying for n greater than 2. Well, that's fine. What are the values of the 15th and 20th terms? So let's set our window at 15. Second window, 1, 5, enter. Okay. Now, second and graph. Oh, it popped right to it. Nice. Okay. Sometimes when you try to mess with your window or go with these greater numbers, your handheld may lag a little. Just give it some time. You may have to turn it on and off to kind of clear that memory up. Okay. Let's see. 377. Okay, that's D. Well, that gets rid of all these others. So it looks like we may want D again. But let's look at the 20th. Yes, 4184. Verified. Nice. Okay, now let's go to number 5 and number 6. I really like these. I wish I would have known these when I was in school, high school kid. Okay, so number 5 says, to help find the prime numbers, accept the multiples of the prime numbers. Okay, this is important. 2, 3, 5, 7, and 11. Okay. We can use the given sequence in which ace of 1 is 2 and ace of 2 is 3. That's our first two prime numbers. Remember, number 1 is not prime. It's its own animal. And this formula of 6n minus 1, where n is greater than 1, what is the value of the 25th term? And is this term prime? Well, looking at our ABCD options, looks like we have to go between prime or composite. Okay, so what is really going on is this particular function helps us get the prime numbers, and it really does, but it doesn't give you all of them. Well, I think it may actually, yeah, it doesn't give you all of them. And it will give you some of these that are multiples of the very basic or beginning prime numbers are 2, 3, 5, 7, 11. Okay. All right. So let's give it a go. See what happens. Y equals clear. I'm going to clear everything out. Go back up. So it said 6. Remember, N is the X button, and push -1. Now we're going to arrow down and we're going to put 2, enter, 3, enter. That's our first 2. Now, we need to change our window, remember? Oh, yeah, we do, because it wants a 25th. And we might lag stuff up if we don't say second window and put in, oops, no, 25. Okay. Now, second graph. It popped there quickly. Okay, the number they gave us was 149. Okay, that gets rid of C and D. Is 149 prime or composite? Okay, well, because of the problem that they gave us, we can check it. I already know it's prime. I just so happen to know that that is. But if we use what's given in our problem, we can try dividing it by 2, 3, 5, 7, or 11 and prove to ourselves that it is prime. Okay, I've already done that and I'm not going to do it in the video. I'm just telling you it's a way to back out, check it, and then go back in. Okay, actually, we're going to do that with the next one, number 6. Okay. Great. So number 6 says to help find the prime numbers, it's exactly the same. Okay. A given sequence 2, ace of 1 is 2, ace of 2 is 3. And the only thing I see different is right here. Instead of, actually, let me change this so you can see that it's a plus instead of this minus, okay? So everything is the same, and they still want us to look at the 25th term, and is it prime or composite? Well, it could be 149 again. Well, let's go see. Well, it equals, let's pop over. You know what? I'm going to do it in this next one. So 6 and plus 1, then I'm going to go down, 2 enter, 3 enter. Okay, and remember, we'll have the first column will be in pink, and then the second column is going to be in an orange, looks like. So let's say second graph, and it says 151. Is that prime or composite? Now we can check. Let's do that. Let's check. Well, we know that we're getting rid of A and B. So let's go second mode and 151. Well, I know we can't divide that by 2. That's not going to work. 151 divided by 3. No. 151 divided by 5 is next. Yes, 5. Nope. 151 divided by 7. 151 divided by after 7 is 11. Looks like it's actually prime. So option D. Okay, this is the last question in this particular video. I really hope that you learned something about using the sequence mode on our calculator. Thank you, everybody, especially those of you who have subscribed, shared, and liked our videos. Happy testing, guys.